Hey guys, welcome to the 8th and final episode of this Kyushu Miniseries. Today is our second day in Nagasaki City, which is located in which prefecture again? Yes, you in the back? That's right, in Nagasaki Prefecture. Nice job. Gold star for you. We're going to hop on one of Nagasaki's many streetcars to our first stop today. Just like so many places in Japan, this city is filled with all sorts of neat history. Besides some traditional streets and little shops, you will notice a cathedral in the distance. Oura Cathedral is famous for being the oldest Christian church in Japan that's still standing today, and it's also the first Western-style building in Japan to be designated a national treasure. Built by two French priests in 1864, Oura Cathedral's been renovated over the years, but it still has its unique charm. It was originally a small church with 3 aisles and a single octagonal tower. The current design with more aisles, vaulted ceilings, and the tall central tower was completed in 1879. Another interesting note about this cathedral's design is that its stained glass windows were imported from France. But this cathedral's importance isn't just in its design, it's also tied to the history of Christianity in Japan. Not too long after Christianity first arrived in Japan was it seen as a danger, first by Japan's unifier, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who gave an official order to ban it in the late 1500s, and afterwards by the shogun or military ruler Tokugawa Ieyasu, who brutally enforced that order in the early 1600s. They each saw the religion as a threat to their power base and to Japan's society overall. This strict law continued for more than 200 years, and it forced Japanese Christians to either go into hiding or be killed for their beliefs. So shortly after this cathedral was built, the descendants of those original Japanese Christians found their way here, where they could finally come out of hiding and pray in the open. Not a small number either. Thousands of people came. This news eventually spread to Pope Pius IX, who said it was the miracle of the Orient. Now it's time to take a short walk over to our next stop and see Japan's oldest surviving Western-style wooden building. What's referred to as Glover Garden today was originally a hillside area where foreign merchants lived during Japan's Meiji period. This residential area has been transformed into an open-air museum over the years, allowing us to see and explore different historical Western-style buildings from back in the day. Many of these buildings were relocated here from elsewhere in Nagasaki, unlike the house we're about to see now, which was built here in 1863. Known as the Glover Residence, this is the oldest Western-style wooden building still standing in Japan today. It's also recently been included as one of Japan's Meiji Industrial Revolution UNESCO World Heritage Sites. This house was built for a Scottish merchant named Thomas Blake Glover, who is credited with making significant contributions to Japan's industrial modernization. So, what did Mr. Glover do? Well, he modernized coal mining by helping to open Japan's first ever steam-powered coal mine in 1868, which would later be purchased by the Mitsubishi Company. He imported machinery to build the first ever slip dock in Japan, making it easier to build, maintain, and repair ships. This slip dock and surrounding shipyard were also eventually sold to Mitsubishi in 1884, which in turn helped them further establish themselves as a successful shipbuilding company in their early years. And last, but certainly not least, Thomas Glover helped establish the Japan Brewery Company, which would eventually become the Kirin Brewery Company that we know today, one of the biggest beer companies in Japan. In fact, there's an urban legend that the mustache on Kirin's mythical creature logo is a nod to Glover's own mustache. Oh, and one more fun fact, in 1865 he also brought the first train to Japan for demonstration purposes, a British-built steam locomotive called the Iron Duke. and ran it on an 8-mile track here in Nagasaki to show the people of Japan just how useful rail transportation could be. After this demonstration, it wasn't long before Japan built its first permanent railway in 1872. Well, I don't know about you guys, but all this history is making me hungry. Let's check out a place that serves a pretty famous local dish. Turkish rice, or Toroko rice as it's called in Japanese, is a Nagasaki specialty. Why is it called Turkish rice? The origin isn't exactly clear, but oddly enough, one thing that is clear is that it has absolutely no connection at all to Turkish cuisine. Maybe naming a dish after the country of Turkey helps give it that extra exotic flair. Your guess is as good as mine. Nagasaki is a city with a lot of Western influence, and this dish combines several Western-inspired favorites: pilaf or curry rice, ketchup-based spaghetti, a pork cutlet, and, to balance it all out, some salad. These are all served together on a single plate and often topped off with curry or demi-glace sauce. Is it good? Honestly, it's better than I expected. Nagasaki is a pretty good-sized city, but just a short ways off the main drag, and things quiet down quickly. I like that about this place. This scenery with the mountains in the distance is gorgeous, but I'd like to show you guys an even better spot. We'll check out some views from the top of that mountain right there, which is called Mount Inasa. On the way to the mountain, I came across this gas station mascot waving customers in. That's pretty creative. It's the simple things sometimes. It's possible to drive to the top of Mount Inasa, but we'll go up it in style today, using this ropeway instead.
Thank you for using the Nagasaki ropeway today. Please enjoy your 1,100-meter-long, 5-minute trip through the sky to the 333-meter peak of Mount Inasa, which is equal to the height of Tokyo Tower.
This is considered to be one of the top 3 night view spots in Japan, but seeing it during the day lets us view more of Nagasaki City. In case you're curious, here's a shot of the view from the top at night. Pretty incredible. Before leaving Nagasaki City, there's a local dessert I want to try, at a place with some history of its own. This is Tsuruchan, the oldest cafe in Kyushu that first opened its doors 100 years ago in 1925, and it's also the birthplace of today's dessert. So what are we having? Something called a milk Seki. The name sounds close to milkshake, and it looks like a milkshake, but it's not quite the same. This is actually shaved ice topped with condensed milk and egg yolk. These days, some versions skip the yolk, but the original Tsuruchan recipe still includes it. And the taste? Surprisingly light, both in flavor and sweetness. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's really tasty. After that refreshing break, it's time for our final stop today, which is in a place about 40 minutes north of Nagasaki City called Omura. This city is home to a pretty unique beach. What makes it unique? Instead of having sand like you'd find at most beaches in the world, this one has something completely different. Let's check it out. At first glance, this seems like an ordinary beach, but after a much closer look, something's unusual. This place is known as Glass Sand Beach, and what you see glistening here is exactly what the name suggests, glass. But lucky for us, it's not sharp glass. The recycled glass that's been put here has been rounded and smoothed for safety. But why glass? Years ago, there was an environmental issue here with algae blanketing the once rocky beach, producing a smell that wasn't the most pleasant and affecting the quality of the water. So in 2016, it was decided that removing the rocks and filling in the beach with recycled glass pebbles would help restore the natural environment of Omura Bay. Since then, the algae hasn't returned, and neither has the smell. Also, the water has become much cleaner. Pretty creative solution. Well, unfortunately, in the distance, Nagasaki Airport is calling my name. I guess all good things must come to an end. It's time to fly back to Tokyo and wrap this journey up. You've now seen 8 episodes and 7 prefectures in Japan's Kyushu area. We've had quite the tour. This part of the country isn't usually where tourists come, and it's a real shame since there's so much history, culture, and natural beauty here. I'm glad I was able to show you guys this corner of Japan. Well, that's it for Nagasaki and the rest of our Kyushu adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.